U.S. Hell fucking yeah.
Team USA in closing ceremony. I want like 5, 6, 7 go just bat.
That's it. Wow, that is tight on my hamstring. Okay.
Who almost caught a cramp?
All right. What's up, y'all? And welcome to The Gold Standard. I'm Kelly O'Hara.
Yes, and I'm Lisa Leslie, and we are a talk show. Are we a talk show, a sports show? Anyway, it's going to be everything about women in sports. We're covering the Olympics in Paris, and we are so excited to be back with you. Unfortunately, I couldn't be in the studio because I also am the coach of the Big Three. So I'm in San Antonio. What's up?
We miss you. I miss you.
Yeah.
I can't wait until you're back here, but you know what? We have a show to do, and the show must go on, even though you have prior commitments. So here we go.
Yes.
I'm just now calming down from that U.S. Women's National Team game. I am so good, but also unwell after that because it was just so stressful. It went to extra time. We had a Trinity Rodman banger to seal the deal and put us to the semis. I'm like riding an adrenaline high right now. And I have so many thoughts. Lisa, what did you think? Tell me what you think about the game or what you thought about the game.
Kelly, let me just tell you, I have no kids out there on the field. And when I tell you I could not breathe, I almost hurt my toe. I tried to kick the ball. Sometimes I wanted them to go for a kick and they didn't go for it. I almost felt like, and again, I'm not an expert about soccer, but it almost felt like we were afraid to like go for some shots when it looks like we're in position. And that might just be the way it looks from home. But when I tell you, freaking Rodman, she got fouled so many times. And the officials suck. Did they not suck, or is that normal to hit the ground that many times and then not be a foul or a penalty?
No, listen, Trinity does get she did get fouled a lot. She does get fouled a lot because she is so quick on the ball. Like she will check to the ball.
So you want to penalize me because I'm faster than you?
Yeah, basically, that's all they can really. Most teams can really do when it comes to Trin is that they've got to foul her because if they don't, she's running by. So you're not wrong.
The other thing I do not like, Kelly, what is up with substitution? I don't understand why I can't sub out and get a break and come back in the game.
Everyone watching this game, the commentators, Foudy was commentating, was talking about how we needed to sub. And what's tough is that we have two big players who are on injury. Tierna Davidson's out, and then Jaden Shaw is coming back from injury. So that adds to, I think, Emma not really having the subs at her disposal that she probably would go to first. I think she's been talking, Emma's been talking a lot about how she needs more time with these players. Like she needs more minutes with these players. So I think she's almost riding with this starting 11 because she just wants to see them gel and come together and solve these games. But listen, you're not wrong. Our girls put in an absolute shift out there. And if I was on the field, I'd be looking over to the sideline like, girl, when are you going to give us some help out here? Because I would be interested to see the stats of what our starting 11 today, the minutes that they have played so far in this tournament versus what Japan's starting 11 has played. Because our minutes are accumulating and it's going,
yes.
I'm concerned. I mean, we only have 2 games now. We have a semifinal and we got a final. That's all we got to do. We got to get through 180 minutes, maybe a little bit more of football to win a gold medal. So I am concerned about the accumulation, the load, the minutes of this starting 11. But the reality is, like, that's the Olympics. You got to grind, baby. You got to grind.
Okay, Kelly, so this was why it makes so much sense in our few shows before when you were saying about substitution and how important, because the foresight is this kind of moment where you can't sub, right? Where she Coach Emma did not necessarily give them enough rest in those earlier games. And I didn't really understand what you were saying. I was like, okay, well, she didn't say it. But now it makes sense because these girls, I mean, here's another question. I always have questions of like what I think the people are thinking. But I saw Trinity went over to the side and she took like a powder and some water and they didn't mix it and she almost like choked. What is she taking? Is that just something so she didn't catch a cramp?
Yes, 100%. She's doing electrolytes, and you can do that powder, you could do that gel, you could do it mixed into water. I have never seen anybody just do straight powder, but maybe that's her thing.
Did you
I
see
don't
her
know.
do that?
I didn't see it, but I mean that's essentially in those games, and it's been super hot over there. Thankfully, they were saying the weather today was actually great soccer weather, so I think that helped to allow them to be able to, crush 120 minutes of soccer. But you could tell that our legs were tired. And then listen, Trinity Rodman, that girl, everyone's going to be talking about. Everyone is going to be talking about that goal, and it was an absolute banger. You could see it on her face. She almost couldn't believe that she hit that shot and like that it went in like that. It was a thing of beauty. But what I want to call out here is her effort and work rate and the absolute shift that she put in today. I want somebody. I just keep being like, somebody do this for me. I need somebody to go back and count the number of times that she was the person in our defending third, in our defending box, clearing the ball, defending in there. And she's our 7. So she's working she was working end line to end line today. And to me, that is as amazing as the goal was, her effort and her work rate this 120 minutes was absolute legend status. It was incredible.
So she's your MVP. Trinity Rodman, MVP.
And Trinity, she is my MVP, and there were a lot of people who played really well. I mean, overall, this was honestly, it was a really good game for us. It was a really good test for us. You can see what Emma is implementing, the patience, the control. The thing that we're missing right now is having that little bit of flair and almost confidence to be able to be super technical and intentional in the final third, but it's coming. And I think that the way that they played today showed that like they can handle not getting a lot of looks. Like I just think they're building on these performances of like, all right, we can play transition, we can play against the low block. I think again, playing against the low block is our biggest weakness, but today we did it. Japan was in the first half, Lisa. Okay, I'm going to tell you the stat I heard one of the commentators say this. Maybe 15, 20 minutes into the game, the possession was 89% US, 11% Japan. I've never heard that stat line in a soccer game. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But
so I got 2 questions for you, Kelly.
All right.
One is dealing with first off, the defense of the U.S. There were moments where I was like about to like literally pull out braids. Like when you talk about getting like so close to the net and them being able to defend and get that ball out time and time again, that part was like I couldn't breathe. Can you just talk about the U.S. women's soccer's defense and their ability really to hold Japan off?
Yes. So what was interesting about this game is that Japan sat in a low block, and they basically sat 5-4-1 and were okay and comfortable not having the ball, which is very different from Japan's of tournament past. So our defense, and they did this in the World Cup last summer, Japan did, where they were comfortable sitting in a low block, but their transition game was just so precise. So when they were able to win it and go on transition against teams last year and even this tournament, so precise. And so our defense did so good at countermeasures, being able to not allow them to go on that transition. And then on top of that, even when they did make it into our final third or our defending third, they were our box defending, our just intensity, but then also there was a calm intensity about our defense, and I really appreciate that. And I'm like, that's huge from us. So yes, again, incredible goal by Trinity Rodman, but the overall team performance of on the ball and off the ball, absolutely amazing.
Okay, my last question. Okay. Why did the commentators talk so much about how Japan was packing their defense? Like I started counting, it almost looked like it was like 12 of them on defense. Like they had so many players guarding. And is this not a normal tactic to have that many players? I don't know if the right words are like in the backfield or on defense, but it felt like they had a wall. I don't want to say it. Okay.
No. That's actually that's actually 100% correct. It is like, so they call it like, sitting the bus and like parking the bus. So it's basically when you have your entire team behind the ball and you don't step out to press, right? Like they're never going into a high court press like you would in basketball. They're never high pressing. So that like high pressing in soccer is like a full court press in basketball. So they didn't do that. And they actually did in like the first 5 minutes, where I was like, I did not expect them to step this high. But then they immediately were sitting into a very low block. They didn't engage with the ball really until it crossed halfway. And for Japan, that was their tactic to counteract our ability and our speed up front. Like they don't want to give space in behind, because if you do, with Trinity, Sophia, and Mal running through, like it's over for y'all. So they knew that, and that was why they sat so low and they parked the bus. And they've been actually quite good at doing that and being able to execute even in the transition. So, this is exactly the game I thought we would see, and I'm so proud of how we succeeded today. It was a full team win, and I was highly stressed the entire time.
Okay, do you know that I thought the game was over when Trinity scored? I'm like going nuts. I'm like tearing up. I'm crying. And then I realized, why do they keep adding more time on the clock in soccer? I don't understand. How long do you want those women to run for?
I was telling myself, I was like, I thought that at some point I would be able to watch these games casually and just kind of enjoy them and not have my heart rate in zone 5 for literally 120 minutes and feel sick to my stomach half the time of just like not knowing what's going to happen and wanting it so bad for them. And that time hasn't come. So I'm still over here just a ball of nerves the entire time. And it's like,
I feel like I did this.
Right? Okay, I want to talk about, so US, hell fucking yeah, we did it. We're on to the semis, and all they got to do is win 2 games. I got to talk about you and your crying. You've been crying a lot.
Crying? I know. I feel so emotional. I don't know why. I just I watch them play. I know how hard it is to win a gold medal, obviously. I have 4. But the hard work and what it takes for a team to go out there and you're sacrificing everything you have. It's literally like blood, sweat, and tears.
It is.
And they were beating Trinity down. Like that is the ground. Like that is grass. It's not like a soft mat. Like the gymnast fall, they have kind of some cushion. Although Suni Lee hit that friggin' mat so hard. But it's still like a mat. They're hitting the ground. She was getting wiped out. And for her to score that goal, I was so emotional. I'm just so happy. Go Team USA.
The resilience. And I saw you crying over Simone Biles and gymnastics.
I know.
How special. I want to talk about that because that was just, it was just so, I don't know, like moving to watch Simone and Suni compete in the team all around. And for me, what I loved most was both of them, the floor routine exercise, rotation was the last one that they did to, decide, and it kind of put them in there, it placed them in, gold and bronze. But what I loved watching on the floor routine was every time they did a pass, both Simone and Suni, every time they finished a tumbling pass, their smiles were just like megawatt smiles, and were like almost like they were smiling like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm this good. Like it was so fun to watch because you could feel the joy that they were feeling in that moment of just being able to go out and do what they're so good at doing and do it so well. And so, I don't know, just like, it was just, I was probably watching the TV like this. Like I had the biggest smile on my face watching these girls compete and women compete. Like it was just, I kept being like, wow,
Let me just explain to you my thoughts. It was pressure every moment. Like each gymnast put pressure on the other. When Simone Biles went first in the beam, right? Like she went first, she knocked it out. It was amazing. Everybody's a little bit, a little tilty, but she got through it. I love her celebration, her smile. She's kissing. She's like, oh, I did that. Let me see what you girls got, right?
Yeah,
She puts the pressure on. Suni Lee comes through. It was good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rebecca Andrade. Oh
comes.
my gosh.
And I mean, beautiful on the beam. Like her beam really usually is better than what she did. So she kind of was like, it was good, but it wasn't her best, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, I feel like each movement, they kept putting pressure on each other. But here's where it got so crazy to me. Simone watched them do floors. Like Suni Lee did her floor routine and she killed it. Like it was her best floor routine. It was her best. And that's all you can do is your best, right?
Yep.
So Suni Lee, she moves into first place. She's happy, she's excited, but she knows she's in place for medal, but which medal is it going to be, right?
Yep.
Here comes our Brazilian beauty. Once again, Rebecca steps up. Her difficulty is a little bit higher. She goes through, bam! She does so great. And it's like, oh my God, she moves into first, right? But think about the pressure Simone Biles is really under. They put the pressure on her. She watches them and she has to go last. And she really has to be perfect at her best, like not step out of bounds, right?
Yeah.
Come on. You talking about, and I don't like to use the word GOAT because everybody's a GOAT in their different fields, but you talk about the pressure. That's like game 5 in the WNBA.
Oh, yeah.
You're at the free throw line. And if you make this shot, you win. That's like game 7 in the NBA. This is the last game. Winner takes all. It was so epic that she was so amazing, Kelly.
It was, truly.
With all that pressure.
Yeah, no, I love that you brought that up because I have this.
Excuse me, wait.
What? I know. Oh my God, I love it so much.
It's like that. It's like, bitches, no.
Exactly.
I did it again.
No, exactly. No, I know. And going back to your pressure point, there's a shot of, I think Suni comes off of the floor routine and she's hugging, I think maybe coaches, I think maybe another athlete, but Simone still has to go and she's sitting there. And it brought me back to you talking about, I want you to do well, but like not too well, and Simone's sitting there, no hugs. She was in the zone. She was sitting there like this. And you just see her, she is locked in, laser focused, because she knows she's got to go do what she knows how to do, but still, like you said, got to do it really well. And I was just like,
and her face was beat, honey. Her makeup, those little eyes and her lashes was cutting like.
Yeah, when she was sitting there, I was like, oh, she's like, honestly, there's no words. And like, I think what was so inspiring and like moving for me was the fact of what all 3 of these athletes went through to get to this podium. Simone, gold in Rio, and then not even being able to compete fully in Tokyo. Rebecca, 3 ACLs in 4 years. And then, you have Suni.
What is that? 3 ACLs in 4 years is.
I'm like, who's doing her rehab program? Because I don't think that's the right timeline. Like, we should not be doing 3 in 4 years.
And jumping that high and spinning and landing.
Yeah, crazy.
That alone is amazing. Like, she's the greatest Brazilian gymnast in history.
Yeah.
And even so, like, give her the keys to the city.
No, I know.
Like,
I know. And
wherever she goes.
Yeah, and hearing her story was so inspiring. Like, I just, again, so moved. And then Suni, not even knowing if she would be able to compete, be able to be a gymnast again. And she is winning a bronze medal at the Olympics, looking absolutely incredible. I mean,
look at her timeline too, Kelly. They said it was 11 months ago. Like 11 months ago. And you are not only you're here winning a bronze medal. Yeah. She has more medals that she can possibly win. Obviously taking gold with team. She is also one of the all-time greatest gymnasts in the U.S. I mean, she
100% in the
already has
world.
what, 5
In the
medals?
world.
Yeah,
And
it's
I also think all of these athletes, and especially in it's very hard to just win one in gymnastics. Just go to one Olympics in gymnastics. These girls have all gone to multiple. It's crazy. Like that, to me, that's unheard of to do what they're doing. And it just, I don't know. Part of me thinks, are we going to ever see something like this again? Like, are we ever going to see somebody of Simone's level again? Like, we should all be sitting here relishing this moment, because this type of talent doesn't come. It comes once in a lifetime.
But Kelly, here's another thing that I look at. People always talk about age, right? And
Yeah.
I have a quote that's been out for years, is that age is just a number, right? Winning never gets old. That's my quote.
I love
But
that.
here's the thought. Simone, yes, she's 26, but at 30, she probably could still be the best gymnast on the planet.
I did see people talking about Simone's husband. There's a picture of him and Simone, and he was wearing Simone's medal. And people were like, take that medal off. You didn't earn that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? One of the coolest things about winning a gold medal, or any medal, is, especially gold, people are very excited about gold, is the joy that I got from having other people. Anytime I would encounter somebody wearing my medal, I'd be like, do you want to put it on? Because people just feel so much joy and happiness, like getting to put on the medal. Like, to me, that was one of the best parts about winning, was sharing it with other people. And these people, like, I'm like, y'all don't know, like he's been he supports them, like, I don't know. I was like, to me, I wanted to point that out, because sharing your medal with other people, and like a normal person, he's an athlete, but like he's not an Olympian, being able to put on a medal and share that joy and feel what it feels like to wear an Olympic medal is like such a cool experience. And these people out here being haters, get out of here.
I would put my gold medal on my husband, because the sacrifice that he has to make in order for me to do what I've done to go out there it's a team effort.
It's a team
effort.
effort.
Not to mention, her husband has sacrificed because he's supposed to be in training camp and had to take off. So people, calm down. The gold medal is she can go put it around her mom, who also has made her so much sacrifice, around her dad's neck. Like,
it's one of the best parts about winning is sharing it with all of your people. So shout out to those guys. And you know what? Yeah. Those people really just want to be able to even come close to a gold medal, I think. So they're just a little jelly. Okay, we got our
wait.
Breaking news: Simone on the vault, gold. Rebecca for Brazil, silver. Jade for USA, bronze.
Oh, good job, Jade! Way to get in there.
We love our Golden Girls. I mean, it's been so fun to watch them. But we got another goat to talk about.
We just got a whole farm of goats, because the USA is producing goats.
Listen,
Katie Ledecky.
I need somebody to bring like actual goats out in Paris, like under the Eiffel Tower with US, like a little US jersey on, and with Biles and Ledecky on the back. I need somebody, if you're over in Paris, can somebody do that for me, please?
Kelly, no. What I feel like we need to do is at the closing ceremonies, we should just have like goats just walk out in front of Team USA in closing ceremony. I want like 5, 6, 7 goats just you know the sound. Just goats in front of our whole group. Just let goats walk out.
Can you imagine?
Anyway, speaking of the goat in the water, Katie Ledecky.
Dude.
In the water. She's now the most decorated Olympian of all time in the history of women's Olympics. Like,
yes.
The whole history.
The whole history.
I don't even know.
The entire one. No, it's crazy. She has 13 medals. And counting, because she still has some events to compete in. And Lisa, I didn't know this, but she's already said she wants to compete in LA. So we get to see it again.
Here's the thing about swimming. Age, still not a factor, because winning never gets old. I keep trying to tell y'all, that is the motto of it. Like, if she can swim as fast as she can swim, we know that one picture where it's Katie Ledecky, and it's like nobody else was in the pool, but they actually were. That's how far behind they are. So even as she gets a little bit older and she slows up, she's probably still this far away from them.
It's yeah,
Like
no,
they
it's
cannot
crazy.
catch her.
You said the picture of her touching the the finish line. I was watching it with my sweetie pie, and she's like, "Wait, did she swim alone?" And I was like, "No, there's just you can't see anybody else because they're all so far behind." It's just like it's laughable because it's just a guaranteed picture we're gonna see is Katie Ledecky touching the final wall with no one else in frame. And then on top of that, every time she swims, she adds to the list of the top 20 finishing times in her event are all her. It's just Ledecky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
Did you see the video of Michael Jordan playing peekaboo with Katie Ledecky when she
No,
was
I
a
haven't
little
seen
girl?
that. I heard about it, but
Oh,
how did that come about?
adorable. I have no idea why Michael Jordan is sitting behind Katie Ledecky as a little girl and
Okay.
playing peekaboo with her, and she's so unbothered. But it's like that she got that Midas touch from him, maybe.
Oh my
But
God.
she
She was
she is
blessed.
another outstanding athlete. She needs a little gold necklace, just like Simone's. They need to
She
talk
does.
because
Yeah. I want
amazing.
Simone. I need Simone and Katie with goats on leashes walking into the closing ceremonies.
Done.
Make it happen, Team USA. It's your call. It's on you guys
Get a
now.
goat.
We're just here for
Get a goat.
suggestions. Now you're in the hot seat, Lisa. We're doing hoops talk
right.
now. So they played Belgium for their
Yes.
second game. 87-74 win over Belgium. It was a tight game throughout. I watched some of it, and the score line
Yeah.
was tighter than I thought. It obviously ended with a pretty decent win for the U.S. in terms of like total points and the distance between the points. I don't know what you call that, spread. What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts on this game? Because this was one of the
Well, my
games
thoughts on-
we were thinking like, oh, Belgium's going to be a good test for the U.S.
Correct. As we got info from Dawn Staley, shout out to
did.
Dawn, that Belgium was one of the tougher opponents. They were super physical. Let's just get that out. In the open, it was a very physical game. I thought they tried to rough up our post. Asia Wilson was definitely roughed up quite a bit. But I thought overall, Alyssa Thomas was a great substitution when she came in. She's a very physical player, the player who I told you could play rugby. Yeah, so she came in and really matched the physicality, and I thought really helped change the trajectory of the U.S. defense. She got some steals. She got quite a few rebounds, even offensive rebounds, and got to the line and really helped sustain us. But I thought overall, the U.S., it's kind of like you got punched in the mouth, and they responded well. Stewie had a really good game. I thought she had some key rebounds and steals. Collier came in the second half, got a lot of good touches and became a little bit more physical also. She knocked down a 2 and a 3, which really helped put a little bit of distance between Belgium and the USA. But I thought overall, it was a very physical game, a very much a team effort. And I think one of the things that happened that was interesting is that Ionescu had the ball at the end of the game. And, usually in the U.S., when we're up and we're winning, we don't take the last shot, right? You kind of just hold the ball and you'll let the clock run out. And it's kind of shown as a form of respect. But what most people don't know is that point spread matters in the Olympics. How many points you win by can become can play a huge part if you ever have a loss. And so the coach is probably telling Ionescu, like, keep playing, don't stop. So she turns around and she hits the long, like, logo 3, and the crowd starts booing, and she goes, shh.
Oh,
But what they don't know is that you have to continue to play, and every point counts, and every point spread counts. So
no, I didn't know that.
there you go.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
We play Germany tomorrow. How do we feel about that? Germany beat Belgium.
Yeah, it's going to be another physical game. I think Asia Wilson will have. And listen, Asia Wilson had 23 points and 13 rebounds. That's not saying she didn't have a great game. It was just a really physical game. Stewie had 26 points and 7 rebounds. So I told you our posts are the most dominant players in the world. They're going to play well, but again, Germany very physical. It's going to take the same type of effort. Our 3-point shooting obviously was better, but it's going to take a team effort. No team, no win is going to be easy. But the USA will again still come out on top.
Okay, I have a
I'm not
question.
worried.
You just brought up Asia and Stewie. And it's so fun. Obviously, in WNBA, we have to watch them compete against each other with the Aces and Liberty, but it's so fun watching them together. And
Yeah.
shout out to Rebecca Lobo. She pulled together this stat. Through 2 games, they've scored 50% of the U.S.'s points, averaging 47.5 as a pair. The next highest in Team USA history for any duo is 34.2. So like these two together are money. They're just money. They're like nobody comes close to them right now.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is we haven't had to find out what would happen if one of them is struggling offensively because they both do so well and they play well together and they're so unselfish. One thing I can tell you about playing for Team USA, nobody cares about points, rebounds. You just want the win. Nobody ever remembers those things. Nobody remembers the records. Nobody ever talks about all the points I scored for Team USA. You don't, it doesn't matter. All we know is that we have gold medals, and I know that both of those players are so unselfish. They pass so well, they play defense so well. We're unstoppable, so we really need for them to continue their greatness and dominance at the top of this Olympic tournament.
And I think they will. But now we got to talk about 3x3. Why do they call it 3x3, not just 3v3? Whatever, doesn't matter.
Well, three. This whole new language of three on. We used to call it 3-on-3. Now it's 3v3. Thanks to the millennials. I don't know. 3v3. Whatever. For the
All right.
women,
Yeah.
came up with a
So
win though.
we did. We had a Ryan Howard scored the bucket at the end, the two
I
point or
saw
the
that.
3 point, but like 2 point. So exciting because
Yeah.
they really needed to win this game, which was huge for them. So I think they have one more game to get into position to be in a
Yeah.
playoff to get into the semifinals. I think that's how it works. So do you think we're coming together? Do you think they're starting to gel and understand?
I'd probably say of all of our USA teams, I'm really most nervous about our 3-on-3, 3v3 team. Um, Again, size really matters. I really was expecting Ryan to be like a Cheryl Swoops, kind of like just quick off the dribble, getting to the basket, able to really get some layups in there, to knock down more jumpers on the outside, and also to be a real huge defensive threat. And so I think they've struggled. I know she had 8 points. She knocked down the game winner, which was important. But I'm not really sold on our 3-on-3 team. I'm hoping for them. I really am that they can find a way to get into the medal rounds because that's what they're there for.
Listen, I love watching 3-on-3. It's one of my favorite sports of the Olympics. So we're going to send good vibes their way. And we're going to think, they're just on a slow build towards those medal matches, which I believe. Track is on deck. It is finally popping off. Carrie's about to show the world like what she's made of. It's been one of my favorite parts about watching her run is her crossing the finish line because she always is just like she pulls ahead so far that it's like not even she doesn't have to reach for it, she doesn't have to lunge, she just can open her arms and like be smiling and be like, where's everybody else as I cross this finish line.
So beautiful, right? I just feel like I think more than just watching her run is I like her energy and where she is mentally. And you can see that. Like she's just so much more happier. She understands who she is. She understands what her purpose is. And she's out there to fulfill goals that she has. And even when she does her interviews, it's like she's hoping that the commentator says positive words to her. She's just really trying to keep that energy right. And I love that because I feel like as athletes, negativity can really bring you down and bad thoughts or thoughts about it's always like the possibility you could lose, but guess what? I also could win. And I love the fact that her mindset is just, I'm the best and I'm going to go out here and show it and that I'm able to build off what I've done in the world championships. And I'm just excited and she's embracing this time and you can see that she's really locked in and focused. I really love what how she finished the race also, but I was a little bit nervous. There were a lot of women who were rolling. Like it's like the gap wasn't as far as I thought it would be. And the other thing is, I wasn't sure if she was out of the blocks as fast as the second heat. When I saw the Jamaican runners, they came out of the block so much faster and smooth. But overall, when they put these women together in this 100 meters, they are running so fast that they almost make it look like it's not happening as fast as it is. Like I feel like
It's
sometimes
so
you should just put
true.
like a layman person on the side, like just on the grass to run along and to see how far behind you really are of them. It's like seconds.
That is so, we need that. Like, we as spectators need a normal person to just run in the grass next to them so that we can understand their greatness and their power and their just
How
ability
fast is the
and level. Yes, no, that's so funny because it would just be, oh, it would just be so funny.
And you know the things that could go wrong too, Kelly, like one hamstring thing, one jump the gun. What about when the gun goes off? Like, bro, they are like so on like it's like set. I would be like, oh, you didn't say go?
Oh,
You
yeah.
didn't say go?
Okay, I'll just
Okay,
go start
reset.
again. Yeah, no. But
Let's
that's the
start. Wait,
thing.
everybody come back. My
Yeah,
bad. I
yeah,
went
just
too
kidding,
fast.
just kidding.
Like the things that could go wrong in those moments that all your dreams would be gone is crazy.
I know.
So
No,
I'm
trust
so proud
me.
of her. And then the nails are nailing, right?
Listen,
Uh, how do you even walk? I wouldn't know what to do
you know what's interesting? I'm
with the
like, do those not get in the way for, you know how they have to line up with their little fingies right on the line and they have them, they're like out. I'm like,
yeah.
are we not hitting the track on the way up, or is the length of the nail contributing to my ability to only use my legs getting out of those blocks? Like, you're not really putting much pressure here, therefore you're more powerful. Is the nails contributing to
I
that,
don't
to a good
know.
start?
I don't know, but I imagine that the balls of her fingers, these two are down and the nails are just stretched out.
Yeah.
So she probably could push off fine. And then when she's running, the nails are like, girlfriend, you don't want to see me. I'm so fly. Look at my
The
nails.
nails
Like I should probably
the
think of all
nails are
those things.
cutting
Like
are
her
cutting
nails.
through the wind. They're basically
Yes.
they're so
Like
aerodynamic. Wow. It's incredible. I saw
see,
somebody listen, I saw somebody
I'm
on social media be like, "You're what?"
I think I would poke myself with the nail on one of these. One of these, I'm just saying, me personally, I'll probably scratch the hell out of myself. But she's doing amazing. I
I
would scratch
can't.
my face.
I can't with you.
But her
The two
nails
of
are
us, we would definitely have some sort of like self-inflicted injury happening from those.
yeah.
Sydney McLaughlin Lavergne, she is so dominant in the 400 meter hurdle. That is one I'm really excited about because she is similar to our goat in the water, where at the trials she was finishing, no one was around her. She was by herself
No
when she was
one.
finishing that 400 meter hurdle, which
Are you
I'm
guys running with me or not?
yeah, exactly. Did you guys start? Like, what's
Oh,
up?
so she has been phenomenal from day one. And her ability to get over those hurdles. You know, I did run track and field in high school.
Well, listen,
And
you got the height for going over the hurdles. You just step over them. You just do a little,
yes,
they're
but
like
let
little
me just
ankle
tell
hurdles for
you,
you.
when they brought the hurdles out and I ran to the hurdles and I grabbed it, right? Then I ran back and I ran to the hurdle again and then I grabbed it and I was like, okay, yeah, I cannot jump the hurdle for as long as my legs are, Kelly, stop laughing. I could not bring myself to get over the hurdle. Like my mind and jumping up. If this back knee hit this hurdle, I am going to literally tinkle on the field. Like, no, I could not do the hurdle. The hurdle is so serious.
Oh
So
my
I did the
God.
400,
Okay.
I was not that good. But I did the high jump, the long jump, and the triple
Ooh.
jump.
Ooh.
Anyway, I
Okay.
digress.
Okay, so what you're saying is you
Yeah.
can jump, you just can't jump over hurdles.
Yeah, mine is more vertical,
Up,
not like
over.
the leap. I feel like over is You gotta
over.
like, put your head
You
down
can
your leg.
you can leap. You just can't leap over an obstacle.
I think I wasn't flexible enough to like, because you got to drive your knee. See, the knee has to be, you have to drive your knee up. Your head actually comes forward. You know what? Yeah, like.
That's it. Wow, that is
Ooh,
tight on my
almost
hamstring.
cramp.
Okay.
Ooh, almost caught a cramp.
All right.
Oh my God.
Okay, listen.
Stop.
That, I think, sums it up. What we got coming up, track and field all day, every day. We are going to be blessed with speed for the next, I don't even know how many days. Oh, women's indoor and beach volleyball heading into the knockout stages, along with water polo. They're in the quarterfinals on Tuesday, which is huge. They had a big game against France the other day. They absolutely smoked them. And these women's water polo, if they win, when they win gold, will be their fourth in a row. They've won 2012, 2016, 2020. They're on a 3 gold streak right now. They're trying to make it 4. They're trying to catch you, Lisa, which
Yes.
I think they will.
Johnson in the water for the goalie. She's amazing. She
So good.
has been defending that goal. Let's go.
Let's go, girl. And then, of course, we got basketball. And now we have soccer in the semis. So we got a lot. Jam-packed. Our stress levels are going to stay high. And we'll be back midweek to talk more about all the things that are happening. And Lisa, you'll be back with us.
Okay, first of all, I want to say
What's happening tomorrow?
happy birthday
Oh!
to ya.
I forgot!
Happy birthday to ya.
No!
Happy birthday to ya.
Oh my God, you guys are so cute! Stop it!
Why is my rush?
Okay, what's my wish gonna be? What's my wish gonna be?
What's your wish?